Hello, guys. So, we are going to be talking about how to price your product for profit. How do you price this product when you get them? Whether it is imported or you're sourcing from local source or you're buying from your local vendors in Nigeria, or even if you want to do local arbitrage or drop shipping, how do you fix your price? Because you've seen the vendor's price, you've seen how much they want to sell to you. Do you just add any amount and start selling? How do you make sure you are profitable? You need to do your calculations very well because you're going to spend money in running ads, marketing, you're going to spend money in delivery, you're going to spend money in purchasing this product. How do you price your product? You need to do your calculations well so that you always be in profit. Great. So, how do we price our products? Because you don't want to overprice these products. Remember, that's competition. You're not the only one selling. And each time someone clicks on your products or on your ads, Facebook algorithm is going to pick up that person's interest and begin to show them similar ads, similar products, or other persons that sells the same products. And what that means is that there's going to be competition in price, there's going to be competition in the offer. So other people may be having better offers, better prices, and all of that. So you don't want to overprice the product. And you also don't want to underprice it so that you always be in profit. How do you handle that? Let's take a look. Now, how much should you sell your product? Remember, you are selling just one product in your e-commerce store. If you decide to sell multiple products, you don't have to do them at the same time. You need to create different pages for them, market them differently, and all of that. So, how much do you sell this product when you get it from your vendor? The price of the product comprises of the product cost, how much you got it from the vendor. If the vendor is selling that watch we saw for 18,000, then you're not going to just map it at 20 or thereabouts. You still need to factor in other costs. So another cost you want to look at is the landing cost. If you're importing, then you talk about landing cost. But if you're not importing, that vendor may not be in your location. For example, if you're in Enugu and your vendor is in Lagos, they have to wave you that item to you, and there's going to be a cost. So you need to factor in the cost, then your cost of marketing. How much do you spend to get one buyer? You need to also put that. Then look at the delivery cost. Now, the money is in the delivery. You only get money or record a sale after you've delivered that product. And you're going to pay the delivery agent. Even if you decide to deliver it yourself, you're going to pay a cost. How much is the delivery? Now, you need to make a profit. You bought this product, you need to add your profits. And remember, for e-commerce, every product you sell, you're making nothing less than 50%. That's the limit, 50% profit of that product. So you're adding your own profits, you're looking at the cost of delivering that product, you're looking at the marketing cost, landing cost, and then product cost. That becomes the price of the product. I'm going to show you a practical example. If you're buying from Nigerian vendor or if you're importing this product, how do you factor these things in? How do you factor this in? So this is a practical example. We decided to sell this smartwatch, but we want to source it locally. We don't want to import it. We want to get it maybe from Gigi. Then we'll go and search for this product. How much is the seller selling it on Gigi? Let's say the seller sells it for 20,500. Now, what is going to be the weighbill cost? If the seller lives in another state, they have to weighbill it to you after buying it. You're going to pay for that. Let's assume it's 2,000. Then advert cost. You want to start selling it now, you need to run ads to get buyers, right? So for each buyer you get, Facebook is going to charge you for giving you one buyer. Let's say you fund your Facebook ad account with 2,000. Then at the end of the day, you're getting 4 buyers for that product for that day. It means each of the buyer you're spending 500. Then the delivery cost to deliver this product from your spot, from your store, from your home, wherever it is, to the buyer who bought it. You need to pay the delivery agent, and that is going to cost you a minimum of 3,000 for any kind of delivery. How much is your profit? How much do you want to make from this product? Of course, since we have agreed that the minimum profit should be 50%, so we put it at 10,000. If you add up all of these things, that gives you the price of this product, which is 36,000 when you are buying locally. So this product cost here is the amount the seller is selling it to you. Remember that this seller imported it, right? So he is going to put his own profit before selling it to you. That is why it is 25,500. This is amazing. So for each sale you make, your profit is 10,000. For each sale you make, your profit is 10,000, as you can see. So you sell this product for 36,000. That is how to price it. Now, what if you're importing? How do you price? Let's see. If you're importing the same product, you decided to import the product in bulk, how do you sell? No, what you're importing is going to cost you 14,500, the same product. Then the landing cost for each of them, of course, you're not importing just one, you're importing in bulk. So by the time you pay your shipping fee, then you divide it by the quantity of that, how many pieces you bought. Then each one may be costing you around 1,005. So then your advert cost the same thing, 500. Your delivery cost when you get an order, 3,000. Look at the profit. Now you're making 100% profit. 100% profit. 100% profit. Your profit is 15,000. And guess how much you're selling? You're selling this product for 24,000. When you're sourcing it locally, you're selling for 36,000. Your profit is 10,000, but when you're importing it, you're selling for 34,000 and your profit is 15,000. So when you import, you're at an advantage. You'll be able to sell cheaper and even make more profits. Because why? You are eliminating the middleman who is the supplier who you bought from. All right, now let's look at the difference between local buying and importing. If you decide to buy from Nigeria or your country, you decide to source the product locally versus when you import. So the very first one is that when you're sourcing locally, of course, it saves time. Of course, it saves time because the product is already here. You just order for it and you get it the same day or even the next day. But if you're importing, you have to wait for a number of days. I think the minimum number of days you'd wait is 7 days to maybe 21 to 30 days, depending on the kind of product you're buying. So importing takes more time. You need to wait for a number of days to receive the goods. Then you can buy in bits. Since the person has it here, you can easily just order for one, you can order for two, you can order for 5 pieces. If you finish selling, you order for another one lo- since it is sourced locally. But when you're importing, you have to buy in bulk because you are waiting for a number of days. It's not coming in tomorrow or next. You need to wait for at least 14 days, 7 days, 21 days, depending on the type of goods. Then it costs more to source locally, as we have seen that when we are sourcing locally, we bought it for 20,500, but when we imported it, it was 14,000. It is 14,500. So it costs you more money when you're buying locally because, of course, your vendor needs to make profit as well. Now you make more profit when you import. You make more profit when you import. Limited varieties. Now, when you're sourcing locally, you have limited varieties because you're buying from a vendor who has imported. They imported a certain quantity of that product. So you are limited. You may not have the exact size you want, maybe the exact colors you want, because you're not the only one buying from them. And they did not buy, no matter how many quantity they buy, they can never have enough. But when you're importing, you're buying directly from the factory. They have unlimited variety. You can select any quantity you want, any color, any size. They have it available. Then another advantage of local sourcing is that you don't need capital. If you don't have money, you can do arbitrage. If you don't have money, you can do drop shipping, you can do local arbitrage, whereby they give you these products, whereby you just find buyers, you don't have to buy it upfront. So you don't have to stock goods, you don't have to, stock these goods. You just find buyers. If you get buyers, that is when you now order for the product and deliver to your buyers. But if you don't have any other, you don't need to bother yourself buying the product. So you have that advantage of not starting with capital. Then if you happen to be able to convince your buyer to even pay for the products, you can now use their money to buy the products and deliver to them, then keep your profits. That's a good one. But for importation, you cannot buy on credit. You must have capital to start importing. All right. This is amazing, guys. Now, after getting this product and fixing our price, how do we sell it? How do we create offers that people cannot resist? Let's watch the next video and see how we can do that.